is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. I'm here at the San Francisco International Airport. I'm about to go on a trip. I got my roller bag here, my huge backpack here, and this video today is going to be how to travel raw. And you know what? I usually give an hour and a half talk on traveling raw, but I have a special guest with me today. I'm traveling here at the airport with my friend, although we're not going to the same place, and we're both been into raw foods for a long time, but we both travel a little bit differently raw. So you're gonna hear from both of us on how we travel raw. So I'm gonna go inside and we're gonna check in. So we're sitting here inside the airport, and I didn't yet go through security. And one of my ways that I like to, travel raw, on the drive down, so I live about an hour away from the airport. On the drive down, I'll make a huge smoothie in a Vitamix craft, probably about like 64 ounces or so. And I'll drink that, and it could be a blended salad, so just like greens, cucumbers, and celery, or whatever I have in my garden, just fresh. Or I'll make a green juice and blend up some green juice with the lettuce and other things, avocado, and just drink that on my way down. So by the time I get to the airport, I'm completely full, and I'm also water rich, because when you fly, you also get dehydrated. So it's really good to have a big, large smoothie, green smoothie, juice, or blended salad on your way down. So in that case, I'm having my fresh greens and fresh foods before I go through security, so I don't have to deal with taking fruits and vegetables through security and getting them x-rayed. Another strategy that I have is I'll eat foods right before I go through security. So today I'm eating these things called algae berries, and these are a new kind of algae actually. They're really cool, and this is the first time you've probably ever seen them, because I just saw them about a week ago. And these are a type of algae that form these little balls. You may think they look like caviar or something, but this is actually algae. They're really cool. They basically have no flavor, and this is an upcoming new ingredient in raw foods. So I'm gonna eat them now before I go through security so that they don't have to get x-rayed. Oh, and if you are going through security, sometimes I put things in my pockets so that they don't get x-rayed and they're just on my person. But I don't know if you're really supposed to do that.
This is Kailash Niels. You may have seen me in some of the videos with John before. As he said, we're at the airport. And I travel quite differently. He laughs a little bit about how I travel. I have this cooler, which I pretty much take anywhere I travel to. And he doesn't have a cooler or anything like that. So I'm gonna show you what I will travel with. I'm gonna fly to Puerto Rico tonight, and I have a stop in New York. So basically, what I did, I picked actually most of my dinner in John's garden today. What I put in here are some cucumbers, the lemon cucumbers, the red bell peppers, and the tree kale I picked in the garden just a few hours before I came here to the airport. And then I bought some of these little avocados, and I put just a little bit on top of the whole salad, but no dressing, no seasoning, no nothing. I mean, this stuff tasted just amazing that I ate in John's garden, and I'm looking forward to eating this before I depart here in San Francisco. This is a pretty big salad. This may even be my lunch tomorrow. And let's see what else I have in here. So this is gonna be dinner, maybe some lunch tomorrow. I brought an extra avocado. Maybe I will need that for lunch tomorrow. So I'll be arriving at around noon tomorrow in Puerto Rico. And then I washed grapes, put them in this container here. I used to travel with glass, but this stuff got so heavy and then some of the glass containers broke. So when I travel, I do use plastic, but in general, of course, I recommend to use glass containers. So here we've got some grapes. They're all washed and ready. I took them off the stems so they take less space. And we don't have grapes in Puerto Rico, so I love eating grapes when I'm here in California. And here's another whole bag of grapes. I put them just in the plastic bag so it wouldn't take as much space. I don't have any more containers anyway. And then what else do I have in here? I have some apricots here that somebody gave me, and I probably won't eat them. They're more my emergency food, and usually I rehydrate them, and some of you may know they swell up, and then when you eat them they taste quite good. They're almost like a fresh apricot. So I hardly ever eat them just dry like that. I usually again put them back in water, and they taste quite good that way. Then I have some vitamin green in here. Again, if I miss a connection or something like that and I have no greens, no salad, then I use it, but I always prefer to eat fresh things. I put it in 2 Ziploc bags here with the label in case they ask me at security. or agriculture where I go through to Puerto Rico. Then I love persimmons here. Are 2 dry persimmons that I have. Again, it's more like emergency food. I tend not to eat a lot of dried stuff. I tend to eat a lot of fresh stuff, as you saw, all those cucumbers and the grapes to rehydrate my body as opposed to dehydrate my body when I travel. So typically I eat the same when I travel than when I don't travel, except I cannot blend and take juices with me. As you all know, we cannot take those liquid things. But what I eat when I travel is pretty similar as what I eat when I'm at home. Then in my front pocket, got a plastic fork. Of course, I prefer silver, but they took so many of my silver forks that I decided not to take any anymore. And then they don't take silver spoons, so I do have a silver spoon here with me that I travel with. And then I have a bunch of other things in here. I'll be going to Puerto Rico and Brazil, so I know I will be needing straws. And I always have some Ziploc bags on long trips. What I do, I double bag 2 here. And as soon as I get on the plane, actually, I ask them for ice, and then I put ice inside of these bags, and then I put the bags over my food to keep the food cold. It stays fresher, it tastes better, more nutrients, etc. And it's pretty cool outside, so when I travel, even in Puerto Rico, when I travel from my apartment to the airport, often I have ice to keep the food cool and then I just dump them in the airport, in the bathroom, or garbage, whatever, or outside. And then I go through security with the empty bags, and then on the plane I get ice to keep my food cold on long trips, like going from here to Brazil, for example. I take quite a bit of food and keep things cold. So I hope this gave you some ideas. Again, John and I, we take quite different things, and we have the same beliefs. And also for you to see, it doesn't have to be one way. There's really many possibilities of how you can make this a success in your life, how you can succeed even when traveling. I have a few friends who actually, they fast always when they travel, and they feel great. And it's just, they travel, they fast, they eat all the food before they go. Even if they travel 2 days, they just go on water those 2 days, and it doesn't work for me very well. I feel I need some food. I function better when I travel. And also, what's beautiful on the plane, you have so much time, so I chew my food so well, probably better than I ever chew my food. And so the whole travel experience, eating on the plane and having this big salad, may take me 2 hours, and usually I blend it and eat it in 20 minutes. So there's many ways of doing this. I hope you're having fun with the way that you're doing it, and I hope we inspired you how you can succeed traveling with raw foods, with living foods. All right.
So you just saw Kailash and what he's bringing. He just boarded his plane, and now I'm going to show you what I'm bringing in my bags. So in my backpack, I have some sides here, and we could unzip them. And much like Kailash, I also have green powders and enzymes and probiotics. Probiotics for me can be a lifesaver, and enzymes can be a lifesaver when traveling. Definitely important. Drink it with the water. Add your green powder. It's really important to travel with green powders, and they are powders, so you could definitely take them. In my main suitcase here, I have my arsenal. So one of the things I like to travel with is actually a folding colander. So it really makes food preparation easy in the hotel. Folding colander, folds nice and flat, made out of plastic, nice and light. The other thing that's really handy is a plastic cutting board. They're really nice and light and makes preparing food in the hotel much, much easier. Plastic knife from the dollar store. It's a lettuce knife, but you know what? This even cuts through pineapple, so definitely handy. I travel also with seaweed, so you could easily make some nice meals with nori. All you need to do is find avocado and basically sprouts. You can wrap that up in the nori, and I also have some dulse, so I just wrap up the sprouts with avocado and some dulse and roll it up. That's a nice, easy snack. So I always travel with my seaweeds, really nutrient-rich foods. Probably the final thing I brought with me this trip is these guys. And these guys are really good. These were in my pocket, and these are actually dried jujubes or jujubes. And these are basically a Chinese date. These were fresh that we dehydrated today. I'm gonna eat and enjoy on the plane. These are absolutely delicious. So if you've never tried Jube Jubes before, try the Jube Jubes. All right, so I'm just about to board my flight, but before I do, I want to go over baggage allowances, especially, as related to people in raw foods and people that carry their own food, just like Kailash with those little coolers. He was only taking 2 carry-ons, but actually he could have took 3, and here's why. So here's the carry-on baggage allowance. The U.S. government regulations limit each passenger to 1 carry-on bag. So there's the like a carry-on bag, like my roller there. Or in Kailash's case, he had 1 backpack. So that's 1 item. Plus, you could have a small briefcase or purse, but I also take a backpack, as my personal item. And then underneath here, the following items may be carried on in addition to your carry-on and personal item: an overcoat, umbrella, reading material, FAA-approved child seats, personal assistant device, 1 duty-free bag containing duty-free items, and most importantly, snack and food items for personal consumption, for your trip. So if you are on a special diet, like on a raw foods diet, you can take, I wouldn't fill up a whole suitcase with food, but a small cooler like Kailash has, and you might want to print out these regulations to carry with you, because not everybody is aware of this. But if you tell them and you say, here's the printout and this is what it is, you'll be able to take your extra food with you. So that's very important to remember. To bring on extra food, you are allowed 1 extra bag and not compromise your luggage space. All right, so I gotta go ahead and board my flight. Everybody's boarded except for me. So I've been traveling all night. I'm here at my destination. I'm gonna have an amazing vacation this trip, as I do every single time. And there's a few key things that I do, and also Kailash does every single time we travel. And hopefully he's made it to his destination by now, and he's having fun in the sun also. But anyways, here are the main points you want to remember. Number 1, very important, stay hydrated. So ask for your free water on your, plane ride. Go to the back to the galley and ask the stewardess, ring your call button, get water. And you got to drink more than just like the 1 glass they give out, when they come around. You should drink more water than that. And, if you want to make it fun, you could add sea vegetables to your water to rehydrate the sea vegetables. I like wakame is one that I like to do that's pretty fun. Also, adding green powders to your water or fruit powders to your water, another excellent way to stay hydrated on your trip. Number 2 is eat fresh foods. So in my case, I like to eat fresh foods before or after, my flight. In Kailash's case, he likes to eat fresh foods during his flight. So however you could do it, eat your fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. They're always the best to take with you when you travel. I really discourage people from eating a lot of dried foods, especially because just airline and taking a trip in itself is dehydrating, and when you're eating more dried foods, it's going to just dehydrate you more. So the biggest thing to remember when you travel is that you need to change your mindset and change your conditioning, and that's probably the hardest part of all. As a child, I was taken with my parents to hotels, and we'd usually eat at the restaurant at the hotel or eat out at other restaurants because, we wouldn't prepare food when we were traveling because we didn't have our kitchen. So for me, that's the number 1 top, suggestion I'd give to you guys is to change your mindset when you travel. And instead of thinking eat at restaurants when you travel and try to find a raw food restaurant or try to find a restaurant that I could eat something that is raw, like order a salad at a steak place. We want to get out of that whole mindset. We want to just think like we're at home and eat like we're at home. So if we are at home, we would basically, or if I was home, I'd eat out of my front yard garden. Obviously, you can't do that when you're traveling, but you could easily sprout, seeds when you're traveling, so you could still grow food when you're traveling, grow some sprouts. You could eat wild foods. You could shop at farms. You could also go to farmers markets. Of course, you could also shop at health food stores, even warehouse stores like Costco. Most Costco's carry organic spring mix and organic spinach mix, and also organic carrots. So planning ahead is very important. So when you are traveling to a destination, find out all the places in that area where you could, buy food. So in some cases, I plan my trips around a farmer's market. If I know there's a farmer's market on Thursday, I'll fly in and get in early Thursday morning, and then I'll be able to drive from the airport to the farmer's market to load up on food for the next few days. So hopefully with these tips, you'll be able to eat raw and stay raw now when traveling on the airplane. So this is John Kohler with OKRaw.com, and keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're good stuff.